tell me who you are and what you did in The Umbrella Man.
Okay, my name is John Barker.
Yeah, John.
Go ahead, John.
Okay, how's it? My name is John Barker. I'm the director of The Umbrella Man.
My name is Jaques da Silva. I play Jerome Adams in The Umbrella Man.
Hi, my name is Shamilla Miller, and I play Keisha in the beautiful movie Umbrella.
Hi, I'm Keenan Arrison, and I play Mortimer in The Umbrella Man.
Okay, beautiful. I like that. So that was fun. So, John, how long have you had the idea for this movie, and how does it feel now that it's going to show at the Toronto International Film Festival?
It's been a while. It's been about 15 years. 15 years ago, I had the idea to make a film, a caper film set against the backdrop of the Minstrel Carnival, and for whatever reasons, for many reasons, the film didn't get made. But now, kind of in hindsight, the fact that we had all these fantastic actors that you have here tonight, and a beautiful crew who shot a beautiful film, it was worth the wait. So yeah, 15 years feels like it was a second ago. So it's all turned out well, thank goodness.
God, that is a long time. And are you filled with some gratitude that it's going to play at TIFF? I mean, this is a pretty prestigious festival to get into.
No, the thing is, we were selected. The script was selected about 10 years ago to the L'Atelier, which is part of the City Foundation and the Cannes Film Festival. But because of my history with Toronto, they picked up my first feature film, Bunny Chow. It was always we just dreamed that if we got Cannes or we got Toronto. Mm-hmm. For us, Toronto is such a big commercial film festival, as you know. It's seen as. That's why there's so many fantastic directors and films that are there now, because they're all pitching their films for the Oscars. So it's a massively prestigious festival. It's the best festival for me in my eyes. I think it's the best festival to be in, and to be in the biggest festival in the world is just so fantastic. So super excited. Can't wait to be there next week. It's going to be great.
Okay, and are you going to go be there in Toronto? And is anyone else in the cast going to be there?
Yeah, all of us will be there. All four of us will
all
be
going.
There.
Oh, cool.
I'm coming to stay with you.
That's great. Yeah. Welcome. Come to Canada. You should have a good time. So this is a question for the cast now. So I'll get you guys to just go around and we'll figure out the order, whatever. What's the best thing about John as a director?
John's the best as a director. Here you go, Jacques. You take it.
He won't let it go. He won't let you go. He won't let a moment go. That he knows that. So we did the scene leaving the bank, and we were running out of time, and it just wasn't working. And I kept trying. I didn't know what to do. And John went. He came to me and he said, "We're going to find the language for this." And he kept changing what he was, how he would describe to me what he wanted. And for me, that was really incredible. Is that he didn't just go, "It was okay." He kept looking for, how do I invite you into my world, Jacques? How do we together find this moment?
To make it work.
It is a gift. It was a gift.
Yeah. It's very special, and he also, John is very collaborative. As much as think about someone that's been writing and rewriting a script for 10 years. The bones are there, but you're so attached to the story and the way it was written and certain characters and everything. And when I was attached to the script 3 years before it got made, and to allow an actor to come in, all those years later, after you've been writing it for a decade, to then still have a sense of collaboration on what the character can say and how can say it, and storyline, and how you can kind of mold yourself to this character and play it. And John is so open to suggestions and is super collaborative, even though, you know, it's been his baby. And that's really been great for me as an actor.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jaques and Shamilla covered it both, but I do think that John has this amazing ability to bring people and energies together, and he's done such a fantastic job on this film. I think he knew that the relationship between Jerome and Keisha would work. He knew exactly what he was looking for between the relationship between Mortimer and Jerome. But yeah, they've covered it. So collaborative, and he's just a lovely human being. I mean, look at him.
That'll help. You gotta like the guy, right? You don't want to help him out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's good stuff. So the movie's a lot of fun to watch. I watched it sort of after a workout and before like an afternoon shift. It was like a very like mellow, like fun place to be at, you know. So that was my experience with it. It was like, you know, I recommend someone watch this movie on a Sunday morning, sipping a cup of tea. That's what I would say. So it was a lot of fun to watch. Was it fun to make?
So much fun to make. We say this all the time, is that like we would wake up, so the three of us stayed in the same like hotel together, and we hung out all the time after work, and then would go to work and still be excited to hang out with each other all day, and all of the crew and everyone. And it's like, is it normal to be having this much fun on set? Is the movie going to be as good as it feels to make? And I think we ask ourselves all the time, because we're like, this is suspiciously too much of a good time.
And I also think it translates. So we are having as much fun on screen as we're having off screen. So, and I think it reads. I really do. It's fantastic.
Okay. And I would love for you guys to tell me your favorite story from the on-set experience.
My favorite one is when we ate the Gatsby on the bonnet of the car.
Okay.
Michael, you might not know what a Gatsby is, but it's like bread with chips and steak, and it's like
nice.
It's a very Cape Town classic, like chip roll, I would say. And when I was walking out of the bank, I walked with the two guys, and we were eating a steak Gatsby, and that was a fun moment for me.
For me, it was there was a lot of dancing between takes. Because we had so many musicians on set, there was always a jam session. So you always kind of felt like you were back with your varsity buddies. So there was a lot of camaraderie and a lot of heart after it was fun.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's crazy. I've done quite a few films. This is probably my 6th feature film. And they've all been hell to make. It's been so difficult to make. And this one, I'm not sure if it's because of the 15 years that we had time to think about it, or if it was just because it was such a magic. And I think it is more the latter. I think it's just because the chemistry was so right between the actors and the crew. And it just felt like it wasn't going to work. Like I just, you know, like I've done other films where every day you're trying to piece it together and you're like, oh my God, how are we going to get through today? But this, The Umbrella Men, it was so well cast, that the cast was so fantastic that it was the easiest directing gig I've ever had. Honestly, there were 1 or 2 times, you know, with Shamilla and with Jaques, we had a whole day where we were in Keisha's apartment. Shame the two of them had to kiss the whole time. That was the only time where I really felt that like the cast were kind of going, oh no, come on, John, no, one more time, please don't ask us to kiss anymore.
Our faces were so sore after that day.
They were still, you know, and looking at me like it's going, guys, we didn't get a kiss again, and they're like, and then there was a time in the tunnels we had cockroaches and we had rats and we had a snake and we had like the heaviest the smells that came through those tunnels was hectic. But aside from that, it was just the whole process was a lot of fun. I mean, even on the night that we wrapped, we'd been together I'd done 8 weeks of pre-prod, which was crazy because we had one of our funders pulled out. So we actually had an extended pre-prod. which was amazing. But then we had this situation where with the actors, we were together for like 6 weeks. You know, most times when with such an intense process with actors, you kind of like, I want to get on the plane now. I love the actors. It's cool. I've done it. I've ticked that box, but I'm going home. But I swear, we wrapped on the Saturday. We had a wrap party on the Saturday night. Then the 2 people who left were Shamilla and Keenan. And then we hung out on the Sunday night together. And it was just like, we could have kept doing that. And I thought to myself, we should have stayed in Cape Town a bit to hang out. So and yeah, we just lucky that the film's done well, because sometimes, like, the worst thing is, I felt when we finished shooting this, I was like, oh, you know what? This is a bad sign. We've had way too much fun. This film is going to stink. It's terrible. And everyone's going to say, "Oh, we had a good time, man, but the film is shit." Eh? Yes. And now I'm so happy that we had a good vibe on set, and we got a great film. So it actually works sometimes that the vibe on set translates to what happens on the screen. So thankfully, we made that work.
And that's all John.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying that's all John's work. And yeah, I mean, just the choices of location, because obviously the location and the sets, it plays part, it becomes another character. So, I mean, just well done, John. Well done. I'd like to be in your next film. Thanks.
I'm glad you're auditioning for this interview. That's beautiful.
Thank you, Michael, for this opportunity.
All right, John, I got a weird question for you, kind of weird question. So the music's a big role in this movie, right? Do you think movies and music are kind of similar in a way?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Particularly with the genre that we chose, which is jazz. And I think that, especially when we had an early cut, we had a 3-hour cut. That really felt like a jazz piece. It felt like a jazz night. It was just, it was scene after scene, and it kind of flowed, and it felt like it represented the music the most. But yeah, I agree. I mean, we had to cut it down because we had to make it a commercial piece. I mean, it would have been nice to have a 3-hour film, but very few people, we might not have been speaking to you. But definitely, I think that I'm hugely influenced by music-driven films. I mean, like Birdman. Birdman is a huge influence in this film. You know, set in New York, set in that theater. Mo Better Blues, which is a Spike Lee film. The Cotton Club, which is set in Harlem in the 1920s. Even the film Rafifi, which is a great heist film, is set in a jazz club. You know, those are thieves, but they're based in a jazz club. So for me, that it's definitely gone hand in hand. The music, jazz, and these characters and what they've done. It's like a kind of a mishmash of people, and it feels like it doesn't really have a. It's a heist film, but it's more of a character-driven heist film. Like there's a plot, but the plot is not really super driving the film. It's more about characters and what the pressure they've been put under. Like with Keisha and with Jerome and with Mortimer coming out and him pushing him the whole time to stay. It feels more like it's a character-driven heist, which I guess makes it more caper. But yeah, music is huge.
Yeah, it's a vibe, right? It's an atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's actually a good transition to the next question. If you guys could pick one other movie for this to be a double bill with, what would it be? Any movie?
Oh,
good question. I would go with Sexy. I would go Sexy Beast. Like that for me is my favorite.
Sexy Beast. That's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah. I think we showed that we had a. Sorry, I know you're going to ask everyone else's, but I think we showed a couple of films before we started shooting. One of our pre-production films was Sexy Beast. We showed that at Moonlighting, which is one of my best memories of the film. Was all of us hanging out together for that first night was pretty cool. So yeah, sorry.
Pizza sitting on tables.
Yes, exactly.
Anyone else got a movie they would throw it in with?
Yeah, for me, I think it would be any one of the Ocean's 11. I think is a cool reference for me.
I was thinking Ocean's 5 as well. Yeah.
Ocean's also it does really well with the music and capturing, you know, this fast-paced, fast-cut sort of energy-filled film or narrative. Yeah, that would be mine.
Nice.
Okay, so I know we're talking about John, and John is cool, and everyone loves John. But if you guys could like shout out another African director who's working right now, who would it be?
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah.
So many. I'm trying to think.
Keenan-
Like the
Keenan's
problem is
worked
for me, I
with,
don't know anyone's surnames. I only know like first names.
Well, Keenan's worked with. Keenan's first film. The first time I saw him was in a fantastic film called Shirley Adams, and actually that director Oliver Hermanus.
Oliver Hermanus.
Oliver Hermanus is showing a film in Toronto this year, so he's the other South African who has a film there. So
Nice.
that's your guy.
That's
Oh,
true.
amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
I'd say Oliver Hermanus. Yeah. Okay,
I
thanks, John.
would say like Cindy Lee. Cindy Lee is a good one. Really love her. Catherine Cook. Those are mine.
There was a director on. Can I say something to the actors if you don't mind? There was an actor on our set who was also a very good director. He was acting.
Kagiso.
Yeah, Kagiso.
The guy who goes fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck.
Yeah,
he's a really
director.
good director as well.
Nice.
Very good, yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. I had a lot of fun talking to you today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michael.
All right.
Thank you
Good.
so much.
Yeah, good luck with the movie, guys. And maybe I'll bump into you in Toronto. But lots of luck.
Cool.
Thank you, Michael.
Michael.
All right. Bye-bye.